The bills arrive on schedule. Expenses scale up. The gap between what you earn and what you need to feel secure constantly narrows. It feels like you are running on a treadmill that increases its speed every year. You went to school, you got the job, and you saved your money. You followed the exact instructions you were given. Yet the pressure remains. The math does not add up. Today, we are discarding those old instructions. Instead, we are going to build a concrete, one-page personal wealth execution plan. To begin, you need 3 physical items in front of you right now: a blank piece of paper, your most recent 30-day bank statement, and your current resume. This document functions as a cold, logical barrier between your impulses and your capital, designed to enforce engineered, repeatable discipline. By structuring your actions around the specific ways capital moves, you stop operating on hope and start building permanent leverage. Step 1 requires addressing how money actually behaves. It has no empathy. It does not factor in whether you had a difficult week or if life has been unfair. It strictly rewards discipline. Take a look at this simulated bank statement. I want you to scan your own 30-day statement and identify every single transaction made purely to relieve stress, get a quick dopamine hit, or seek validation from others. Now, extract those specific numbers, add them up, and write the final figure prominently on your blank page under the heading Emotional Spend Total. Do not waste time feeling guilty or defensive about that number. Guilt is just another emotion. You are simply establishing a logical filter to replace your emotional impulses moving forward. Money quietly leaves when it is spent on feelings. Eliminating these validation purchases is the mandatory first step to plug the leak. In every professional interaction, the person who projects the most certainty usually dictates the terms of the contract. Because the market uses your perceived authority to price your value, projection often carries more financial weight than the raw volume of your labor. On your document, draw a line and create 2 new columns. Label the first one, My Network, and the second one, My Boundaries. Under My Network, write down the names of 3 specific people you can align with for mutual growth. No one builds wealth completely alone. Your individual reach is capped, but strategic alliances multiply your capacity. Next, look at this logic tree mapping professional choices. Under My Boundaries, identify one specific professional area where you consistently say yes just to be liked. Constant, unfiltered generosity drains your resources and teaches people to stop respecting your no. Restraint, on the other hand, commands respect and builds immediate authority. When you enforce strict boundaries and combine them with a curated network, you raise both your perceived market value and your actual earning power. Now, look at your resume. Industries collapse and skills expire faster today than at any point in history. The system only rewards those who adapt before they are forced to. This timeline illustrates the difference between reacting and anticipating. Identify one major shift happening in your industry right now, and write down one new skill you will acquire in the next 90 days to stay ahead of it. A highly relevant skill still leaves you vulnerable if all your compensation comes from one place. Relying entirely on a single paycheck is a severe structural risk. This graphic shows the mechanics of that exposure. If one event, one layoff, or one bad decision removes that central pillar, everything collapses. To decentralize that risk, brainstorm exactly one micro-secondary income stream you can initiate this week and document it on your plan. Below that, list your current debts. Sort them rigidly into 2 categories: depreciating traps that consume your future time, and leverage that actively builds your net worth. Rapid skill acquisition prevents you from becoming obsolete. Distributing your income across multiple streams turns a fragile financial position into a hardened economic fortress. There is one variable left, and it is the one that destroys the most people. The pursuit of fast results is a mathematically proven trap. Take a look at this compounding interest curve. Authentic wealth is painfully slow and entirely invisible at the beginning. It only becomes unstoppable late in the cycle. At the very top of your blueprint, write the phrase, "Years, not days." This is your binding commitment to outlast the boring phases. Keep this execution plan strictly to yourself. Announcing your goals publicly attracts unnecessary attention And the loudest people in the room are rarely the ones building actual leverage. Extending your timeline to measure in decades rather than weeks is the exact psychological armor you need to survive the quiet process of compounding. Look down at the document you just built. It is no longer a blank piece of paper. You've audited your emotional spending, you've mapped your boundaries and network, you've decentralized your income risk, and scheduled your professional evolution. But here is the ultimate rule. The market does not care about your intentions. It ignores brilliant ideas, and it only responds to relentless execution. Pick one item from your blueprint: a difficult conversation, a new skill, a secondary income stream, and execute that single physical action today. Understanding these structural mechanics provides a significant advantage. However, the blueprint remains a static concept until you physically commit to the first move.